Yo, it's Juggy. Welcome to an anecdote video, I guess you could say. I published a couple YouTube shorts earlier today. I just wanted to quickly say something because I was making some shorts that were like, oh my gosh, why don't, because, okay, let's structure this whole thing. So, there's a little bit of a rant I wanted to go on because I have been feeling passionate recently. It's day 31 of the challenge. And that means a whole month went by. That's a whole month. I'm sorry, that's crazy. And I say this only for the sake of I've been learning how to slowly realize how, like, because last year I was like, this is gonna be the fastest year it's ever been. It was. It absolutely was. It went by like a flash. The whole thing was me being depressive. I nearly died. It was insane. And I realized on my 20th birthday, I only have a decade. A decade before I turn 30. That's fucking crazy. I'm sorry. Is that not nuts? Like, that's insane to think about. Like, you think about it and you're like, oh man, I like this and that. Right now is the only time you will be your age, period. Like, ever. Like, that's insane. Every birthday, everything, your whole life, you will only be whatever age you are at that time, and it's gone. And you'll have it as a memory. I've been thinking about this recently. And the reason why I say the 30 days is important, and only for the sake of, at first, like, so when I had this whole existential crisis, and I had this whole thing that happened earlier last year, I was terrified because I realized I only had 10 years before I was 30. And that's when apparently life just starts. Like, you just, like, it's like everyone goes, yeah, you're 20, you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, and then you're 30, and then you're like, life is like officially in its run. But for me, I'm obviously not anywhere specific. I'm not in college. I'm not doing anything crazy. Well, actually, no, technically I am doing something crazy that is called just doing this challenge, and people would think that that's insane. So we'll put that in the whole bracket system there. But it's like, you have 10 years before you're 30. I recently met a friend. And if you're watching this, by the way, I hope you're doing quite well. I'm not going to name your name, but I thought you said something that was very interesting. And for me, it was an inspire. You're doing great. I hope you're doing lovely. It was funny. He's 29, or yeah, he's about to turn 30. And I was just talking to him, and he said, he like started to just, something clicked in his brain, and he went, oh my God, I'm going to be 30. My last 10 years has flown by like nothing. And I'm just like going, sorry, no, this makes it seem like I'm honest and I'm an absolute dick. Love you, man. You're absolutely amazing. But my brain's just like, yeah, that's what I realized at 20. Like, all that shit went by, and it's gonna go by. And I'm an extremely sentimental person, and this whole challenge has started to become such a pinnacle of what I would consider to be like so sentimental, because now I'm in a case of like, since I was about to fucking die by myself, my brain has just switched to, it's either I'm choosing to just end it. So I'm just going to quickly do this so that it seems like a more of a reasonable thing to do. I'm either going to end it, or I'm going to make sure that every waking second I'm experiencing something so that I can remember something before I choose to die, or before I literally die. The reason why this is all important for the 30 days that I was mentioning before, I started to realize, because the first 30 days of this challenge, I went, okay, cool. And it was like the first 2 weeks, I was like, great. I will be working on like, it basically was like, the whole 30 days was just me basically getting my shit together. And then day 30 happened. And I'm like, oh, fuck. The fact that I could consider the last 30 days as being quick is a very bad thing. If I'm already trying to go for sentimentality, and I'm trying to harness and appreciate every day that goes by for the next rest of my life, because I was going to end it, but I'm here, that's not to put guilt or anything. That's an amazing thing for me. That's insane. 30 days went by like that. Imagine if you are living your life, and this is not insulting anyone, it's just something that I don't agree with, but you can live your life however you want. I'm perfectly content where I am, and I applaud you having happiness wherever you're going, and I've been very happy where I'm at, so kudos to you. But like, people will just literally have months go by. That's insane! Months! And you even let days go by. You will have a moment at the end of your life where you will go, oh my God, why did I do something? Like, you know? And I make this video because it gives me inspiration. I've been giving myself inspiration. I also want to give people inspiration because it's like, if we can have people properly unlock themselves, the world would be a better place because people would take advantage of themselves. They would feel so much happier. They would go, oh my God, I can do things. And it's like, bitch, yeah, you can. You could do so fucking much. This also comes from the case of me being also slightly like ignorant to the case of like there are struggles, and I probably haven't gone through all of them, but I'm very much trying to make sure that I push myself towards going towards those struggles so I can have that experience and I can learn from it as fast as possible. I'm done with waiting. The only thing that I'll wait on, like right now, the only thing that I struggle with is just being able to, like, you know, okay, hold on a minute. There's music happening, and I don't really like the music that's happening because it's fucking. Okay, little quick rant here. On the side here of this video, or like, you know, we're over here, I have it a monitor, and it has Spotify. For some fucking reason, I have a playlist. It's full of 21, it's 21 songs. That's not the least I've had in a playlist, and for some reason it's still doing it. So I have a funk playlist, right? Because I'm getting into a fixation on funk. The playlist keeps on not looping. I go, oh yeah, loop. Just loop it. I don't want to listen to other shit. And then immediately it will automatically put it on like recommendation shuffle. Spotify, fucking stop, please. I've told you multiple times and I've stopped the thing, made it so I play a thing on the playlist and then put on loop. Stop doing that, you fucking dickhead, mate. Sorry, I get into an accent just because I'm like, I get passionate. Sorry, that was a side comment. Can I please just fucking, okay, let's just try this one. I'm not listening to anything because I don't want to go into the video and then all of a sudden it gets copyright and then everything's all fucked. But the main point is, that's insane. Like, I feel like if people started to understand how powerful things like this can be and how they can harness it, it would make the world such a better place. Genuinely. Like, why don't people just go, why can't I just do this? Because a lot of people just like, because for me, like, okay, this is a big example, for example, let's say there's one goal. Now keep in mind, this is the game where I'm playing of like trying to do things and then learning how to do things like, so you separate what you have control over versus what you don't have control over. You have no control over people's reactions, their emotions, how they do things. You have control over yourself. I've practiced this a lot recently, and I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better, and I continue to want to get better, and there's no limit to that. Because if I'm going to be living, I might as well be the best I've ever fucking been by the age of 70, or else why the fuck am I doing anything? But, sorry, I'm just kind of thinking here because I kind of lost my point because it's like there's a lot of stuff on my mind. But something that I've recently been doing is obviously I'm getting a driver's license. The driver's license, like, so number one, I'm 21, which means that I'm not a kid, in case you couldn't tell. So then in that case, I don't have to necessarily have a 6-month required time to actually learn how to drive. I just have to know how to use my fucking car, take a driver's test, and then be done with it. And there's minimums to that. They even said what they do. It's like going around a corner, do a little bit of a park, do some of the things, which is fucking simple. And if I can get a driver's license but then learn, that's also fantastic because you can always improve on everything. The main point is that I'm trying to say here, this is the one goal of mine that has I have no control over. The money, I have control over. The YouTube, I have full control over. Specifically on what I can output, not what I get. What I get will dictate what I output, but I still have control over what I output. Beat Saber, I also have control over that. That one is just a case of me putting the time in and having the skill. The other thing is just literally learning, and then also the books. All of those goals I have control over, including the savings. If I want 10K, then I need to save like a motherfucker. I've basically obliterated a lot of my subscriptions so that I can focus on the next 6 months getting as much savings as I can, because all these things will be the case of because by the end of this, if I play it correctly, then I'll have enough money that I could live off of it for rent or other billing expenses for 6 months straight and not worry about a damn thing. And then if I have a car and I don't lease it, then that means that I own it outright, have no debt. When it comes to the books, I will have learned so much within this time frame that it'll serve me in all these different ways, being emotional, physical, whatever the fuck, informational. And then if I do YouTube correctly, which I have full control over how I output, then if I can do it correctly, then there's no cap for revenue, which then feeds straight into the savings, for the car, and then and the only thing that so far that I have no control over is my driver's license, because I need to be able to have someone who I can work with to get it, which is why I started to think about this. Someone in my role would probably most likely in a statistic thing that is only my statistics that I am making up in my head, but it's probably correct because I'm usually correct. That's very egotistical. You shouldn't say that. I'm also kind of arrogant in that way. But main point is I need to talk to people. Very simple, which is why I go, oh, wait a minute. I might be seen as crazy, but what if? And then this is why my brain started exploding. I went, number one, who the fuck dislikes meeting new people? If you don't like meeting new people and you're whatever, then I mean, hey, you're not a person who wants to be my friend, and that's okay. You're doing your thing. I don't need you in my life, because then again, if that's the case and you're just not really wanting to know new people, then at that point, to each their own. Live and let live. I just want to have you in my life because I'm trying to fucking skyrocket. But I'm just like, I can just meet somebody and then just be like, hey, you mind being a helper for learning how to drive? That is such an idea that I'm realizing that's totally doable. It's just scary. But why is it scary? Social. But who the fuck is gonna I know for a fact that I would be delighted. If I knew how to drive and I had the time and somebody asked me this and they come to my door and they're like, hey, I'm your neighbor. How's it going? I want to learn how to drive. Can you help me? I'll be like, fuck yeah. I mean, I might as well teach you, because I think that I would know how to do that. And I would love to be able to share that knowledge. So I'm using that logic, because if somebody wants to be in my life, they're going to think the exact same fucking thing. So then I'm using that logic for myself. And this is just a small example of oh, hate to break it to you, but you can do so much. I was just thinking about this. You can do so much. Something that I was just holy shit. Have you ever thought about just those things that you need to do? Why are they a bad thing? Why are they a sad thing? Why are they a thing that you need to do but don't really want to do? And also, what stops you? And then this is then another case of you start to remember. For me, my brain is going, I'm literally just going, I have 80 years. If you start to think about how short life is, people even go, oh, life is short. You don't actually feel that way. If you say that, you're saying that for an excuse. Most likely it's for a financial excuse. But if you ever say that, you're being an idiot. It's an idiot if you're saying it blindly, because I know people say it blindly, but I'm not saying you're an idiot if you do say that, because otherwise I absolutely agree it is short, and that's why I'm taking advantage of it right now. But that's also assuming something for someone, so my apologies if you're, But the thing that I have found is whenever you say life is short, it's no, do you really realize that? It's short. It's short. You literally have moments where you go entire weeks passing by and you go, oh, I didn't know I did last week. That was weird. Oh, yeah, I'm just working. You don't remember anything? You have 80 years, my friend. You have 80 years. 80 years on average. Maybe even less than that, by the way. That's an optimistic look at things. You have that much time to experience anything you want. What stops you from doing everything? Fucking who knows? Like, this is something I've been slowly learning. It's just like, you simplify exactly what you want, and you go, oh, now that I know specifically what it is, it's so fucking easy. And then you go, oh, what are the problems to get there? And then you just slowly work down, and it starts to become so reasonable. I don't do this perfectly. This whole system I'm talking about is something that probably a lot of gurus say. But it's like, I'm practicing it, and it's like every day that I do practice it, it makes me so happy. Something that I've recently adopted, actually, to help my energy and help my mood. I've taken cold showers. I know, I sound like one of those alpha bros. It's not for that reason. It's purely for the fact of when I get up in the morning, I want to feel proud of myself. So I immediately am like, I make my bed. Great. And also, by the way, for making the bed, I was reading a book, and one of the quotes from it was like a guy just going, you make your bed first thing in the morning because no matter what, even if you didn't do anything in that day, then at least you have a nice bed to come to. And I was like, wow, that is such a small way of self-care that you don't even realize. I'm just like, whoa, that's crazy. That's actually nuts to think like that. Like, man, people are smart. And it also just makes me happy because I'm just like, then it starts to make me realize like, oh yeah, you can make your own life philosophies and structures and things like that all from other people, and what's funny is that those people that you're getting that from, they want that for you, and it's like, boom, that's crazy. Anyway, but like, it's just crazy to me that it's like I have people in my life that I notice that just don't really do anything. They don't do shit. And keep in mind, like, I've also gotten a lot of thoughts around retirement. Retirement. A thing where you are going off to go to work, and the work pays so that you can not work after you're 65. This is a great mentality for someone who's old. I am young and supple in all the right ways. That's I don't know if that's true. But the main point is, I don't dream ever of retiring. If I retire, I would consider that failure. And I mean that genuinely. Like, you're telling me that you worked your whole life. You didn't even look at other options. You didn't do anything of that. And keep in mind, there's a lot of people who go, oh yeah, well, my dad or this and that, like, I'm following. Like, great. If that does work for you, then fantastic. But it's like, that's the only option you went for? That's the entire option? It's just, oh yeah, it has good money, and I'm going for that, but it's not your passion? Which is also funny to say, because I don't exactly have a right to say anything because I work at a minimum wage job, and I don't really like, there isn't much, like, it's like, I don't work at a dream job, but I enjoy every day of it because it gives me things that I need, but not in ways that somebody would expect. It gives me money, yes, but it gives me the social interaction that I need. It gives me the time to read. It gives me something to just do. And it makes me, and honestly, my job makes me feel appreciated. And that's very nice. And it helps a lot. But it's crazy to me that it's like people don't think about these things. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm going to college for this. I'm doing this and doing that. It's like, holy shit, that's the only life you want to live? That's it? That's it? Like, and my brain is just thinking like, oh my gosh, if you can let fears go and you simplify everything, you go, whoa, dude, you can do so much. Like right now, tonight, if I wanted to, not that I want to right now. In fact, if I'm going to do anything social, then I'll just see if my friends call me. But if I want to do anything else social, I don't want to go anywhere because it's not going to be something that's interesting. So I might as well go social and play VR chat. That's a VR game that I play, that I socialize with people in. I might as well go in there and have all the social stuff that I want to do. And I could do that immediately if I wanted to. But right now, obviously, I'm just making a little video because I want to make a little anecdote. And then I'll probably make myself dinner. And I'll probably work on a video. And I'll probably work on Beat Saber. And then I'll probably do something else. The main point is here, I want to make a point because I was just thinking about this today. And I also would want to quickly say as well, I was having the first time in a month, I had my first resurgent of a not great thought, aka thinking about dying. But this is not a case of, oh, feel bad and like, oh, feel worried. Nothing's going to happen. This is a little bit of an opening up because I wouldn't usually do this. And I would feel weird about like doing it because of judgment or something. But you know what? You only live once. So I might as well do something that probably won't matter in 10 years. Because this video most likely will get like 5 views. And that's fine. But I'll at least have done it. And I'll feel proud. Because this is an important challenge for me. This challenge is the most important thing that has ever happened to me. It is the most serious I've taken life ever. And not serious as in, oh, get things figured out. It's more of like, no, take control. This is the first time where my brain has started to fire up being like, oh, this is life. Like, now I'm learning how to control myself and my surroundings. And it's a fascinating experience to go from feeling like everything is just dying. Not that I didn't have control, because I had like general control, but it's like everything changed. And it's weird because now my life is like busy apparently. But it's not from people. It's from myself. It's because I now have a system that I built for myself, which is a crazy thought, that I took the time and made myself an entire schedule that now makes my life feel really busy, and now I've accomplished more in the last month than I have last year entirely. Holy fucking shit. But I just thought that this was just like an interesting case. I'm itching my nose, I'm fidgeting just because I'm trying to like, say whatever, but it's just like life genuinely is so short. People don't think about it. And I'm very fucking glad that I am a person who has always thought about things in a specific way. When I was younger, I would take my hand and I would look at it because I knew that I would be looking at the same hand in 20 years. And then I would look at it and go, wow, how it's changed. That's how I was as a kid. I even had an existential crisis at 9 years old. I started crying because I realized that I hadn't done anything yet to change the world. I'm fucking, like, I was just thinking about this. I'm so fucking proud to be the person that I am and having discovered what I am capable of, but not in that way, but in the brain. Being able to see who I can be. Who am I? Is a good question that a lot of people ask themselves. And today, well, actually, this is just a random day, but guess what? Who am I? I'm, well, I'm not going to say my real name on this channel just because I want to be able to have that privacy to myself, but I'm Juggy. You could actually, no, this is who you get for this channel. Just switch out the name, but I am an adventurer. I am that one person that when you meet, you'll have a friend for life. I am the person who, whenever you see them, I make you want to be able to do anything. Life is not limited by me. I want to be able to be the person who opens up limitlessness to people. I'm not going to stand here and let life slip by. I've almost already let it do that. I've almost let it do that. And this also makes me start to think more about the 30-day thing I was mentioning before, which was how it's like, you know what, this actually reminds me, oh my gosh, I'm back to the main point, is those 30 days went by so fast. And today I was just like, holy fuck. I'm very glad I've noticed this, because if these last 30 days took that quick, I need to start enjoying my days more. Like, literally, I need to start taking more time to make my brain be in the moment. I don't think about the future that much anymore. I go, what can I do now? But then once I'm in that moment, I will enjoy that moment to the very end of it. I enjoy every moment with my friends. I enjoy every moment that I talk with people. I make sure to stay fully present. Whenever I'm talking with someone, I never pick up my phone. I never do any of that. I just stare into their eyes because I want to just be present. And considering how fast those 30 days passed, and keep in mind, the days didn't pass by fast. It's more of a case of, since I structured it, now it passed by fast. But it's like the fact that I could even say it is considered fast makes me want to appreciate it more, to appreciate the days even more. Like, I need to read 20 books in the next 30 days to make up for last month because I didn't read enough. Which is crazy because I read like 4 books a week for 3 weeks, but one of the weeks I just kind of failed and had to catch up, and my mathematics were incorrect, so I just have to fucking hammer it. But I need to, like, you start to understand what it means to take no second for granted, and I'm choosing to do that. Life is too fucking short. I cannot explain that enough, and I'm trying to learn how to slowly and as quickly as possible get to a point where I go, oh, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, no, this is the shit. Like, oh my gosh. This is 26 minutes of a video. It's 26 minutes and 44, 45, 46 seconds. But I just felt very passionate today because I was like, I felt, well, number one, met the cool person. Very interesting. And then I am like thinking to myself, like, oh, I could just talk to my neighbor. And that neighbor might be a very cool person, but the power behind me of being like, oh, it's purely a case of me worrying about how they're going to react. But then considering the fact that I have started to learn how to love myself to such a high degree that it feels gross. But it's like, you ever think about how the fact that it's like, considering that you only have one life, you realize, oh, I might as well give myself this wonderful feeling for the rest of my fucking life. And that's something that I'm trying to adopt, just being like, I shouldn't waste a single second trying to learn how to love myself fully and heartily, because your whole life you get to experience. If you can experience that early, which is why I'm grateful that I'm actually having this experience, I'm actually doing all this, because this means that the next 80 years will have all of this knowledge that I have for the rest of my life. That's fucking crazy. That I will know what fuck. Sorry, there's a cable on the ground from my fucking Valve Index and its big pissy face. Anyway, I will harness all of this that I have right now, and I'll carry it until the day I fucking die. That's magical to know that. To know that you will be able to have your thoughts. The things that you learn today will carry on, depending on the knowledge and depending on if you like renew it and stuff like that. Because obviously you'll forget things, but it's like these skills of self-love, being able to let go of certain fears, being able to just grow, even if it feels scary, but you know yourself. That's such a magical thing to realize. To the degree that I have started to, this is the most arrogant thing I'll ever say. Actually, I'm not going to say it because it sounds fucking crazy and I don't want to say it out loud, because it's actually like, this is the kind of thing that's like, if somebody was to watch, I'm not going to say it. I'm not even going to explain more because it's like that crazy. Anyway, but it's like, learn to love yourself, because if you learn to love yourself, you will realize you don't need anybody. But it's going to be fucking fantastic if you do. And then, if you can learn who you are and take full advantage of who you are, then you will know how people take advantage of you. And then you'll understand how to make sure that you have the right people in your life. This is also something I'm still practicing. But it's like, that's fucking crazy. Like, you say these words. People often will just, like, have these words, they'll say it and whatever, but they don't actually take it in consideration. Like, they say it, but they don't feel it. And I know this because if somebody, and I'm just saying it because I'm a very passionate person, if somebody experienced what I'm experiencing and feeling as happy as I do with all these realizations, I think that this world would be acting a lot different if they actually discovered what this shit was. But no. Some people would just be like, oh, life is whatever, and then they do their thing. I'm sorry. You're not going to be jumping up in joy and being so excited that every day you get to be you and you get to experience things in your way and be able to experience anything and also be able to push limits and be able to see no limit and possibility of what you can do. You're not going to be fucking jumping up and down the walls excited about the fact that your brain has now come to this realization of how you can think. You're not going to be that excited. You're not going to be excited that, like, the next day you could do anything. Like, you're not going to be excited about that. You're not going to be excited for every day that could come by and go, oh my God, I can do anything. You're not going to realize, you're not going to have that moment. Like, let go of all this weird fucking negative bullshit. If you have something weird that's going on, fucking let it go. Is it gonna matter when you're 80? Fucking no. The only thing that fucking matters is that you can push people up that are in your life, because guess what? If you push somebody up, you can flip that around theoretically on yourself and go, wow, I'm such a good person, and let yourself have fun with that. But then immediately remember that that's not the point of the game, so you might as well shut the fuck up. Experience it and then go, I am happy for this person regardless of how it is for me. You let go of, oh, this person is doing better than me. So what? What does that have to do with you? Like, I now realize I can push up anybody and it doesn't mean anything for me. I can do anything regardless of what people say. And I can be whoever the fuck I want to be. And this is that one, actually. You know, that statement right there is something I'm also working on, because I technically still, I still tone myself down, but I'm slowly learning how to, be like, fucking, no, everyone else is insecure. They can go fuck themselves if they're going to have a weird thing about me going down the street and just dancing, which is already not a bad thing because it just makes you more entertaining. And that becomes a better thing for them, because then they get something that, they get inspiration for what they could be. Because a lot of people don't have the courage to do that. They go, oh, I don't want to be looked at weird. Ooh. And then they let judgment get ahead of them, which is fine. That's natural. That's so great. And you'll learn how to get with that. But it's like, holy moly. None of this fucking small drama shit. I'm sorry, if you have such small drama, fucking let it go. You're wasting so much time that could be somewhere else, and you're choosing to put drama somewhere. Fucking no. If there's drama, move on. Do you want to live your life with drama? Because as soon as you say that somebody else is because of someone else, fucking let them go. I'm passionate about this. I'm sorry. I'm yelling a little bit. I'm just getting very intense. Like, why do you need drama? Why? And there's obviously the fun drama. Obviously, that's the fun stuff. But it's like, okay, actually, no. Sorry. The way I should go about this is pay attention to how you feel. Having drama is fine, but it's more of a case of, does it serve you, or does it distract you, or does it destroy you? The other two is fine. It's like you want to avoid those. Distracting is also something you want to avoid, because then it takes away from your energy and your focus. But if you are doing it if you're doing all this stuff because it's fun and it serves you and it's great and it puts some context and some feelings into your life, then great. That's fantastic. I'm not a professional. I'm just a person who thinks that they have found an extreme enlightenment and trying to share that with everyone while trying not to sound like a guru, because everyone tries to get views with everything. I don't give a flying fuck. That's why I don't make these videos being super professional. If you watch them, you get insights, and that's yours. Not from me. For yourself. Not for me. I'm saying all this shit, but fucking no. I'm a Mod Podge of wise people that I have learned from. But it's not me. I am me. That is my advice, and that is separate. Anyway, it's about 35, close to 35 minutes in, and I'm just like thinking like I wanted to just say this because I started thinking about how crazy it is because this last 30 days passed by and I was like, holy moly, that's fucking fast. And it just taught me that it's like this next 6 months, I'm treating it like as if it's the rest of my life. But guess what? I'm going to have a bajillion more 6 months ahead of my life to do things. And I'm practicing how to take every fucking second of that into amazingness and how to take all of it and never take it for granted. I'm learning how to take nothing for granted at this point. It's a blessing that I get to have what I have because it could go to any second. And guess what? I also am so grateful to have my life because guess what? If I become homeless, then at least I'm living and at least I'm myself. At least I am me. At least I get to be me while homeless because I have fun with myself. I enjoy time with myself so much. And it's magical to think that like now I'm unstoppable because even if I'm in the down of the dumps, at least I get to enjoy time with myself. That's fucking magical. I'm crying a little bit just because I'm like, it's been so wonderful to discover all this for myself. And I want to be able to share that with people because I don't want people to live in misery because there's so much that can be done. There's so much that you can do. Not for the sake of everyone else, for yourself. Like, you have so little time to live. And that means you need to fucking own it. Let go of those fears. If you have friends who make you feel like the sky is the limit or space is the limit or nothing is the limit, hold them as tight as you can. But then at the same time, try your best to talk to people anybody who you can get your hands on who do that same thing so you can have multiple dudes of friends because you also have to think about it. Friends come and go. I don't want that for the friends that I have right now. They're fucking great. But it's like, if you have friends who do that already if you're a person who doesn't, I hate to break it to you. If you are a person who has friends that don't make you feel exactly like this, and I'm saying this so genuinely because at that point it's a self boundary that you might as well make for yourself because you will thank yourself so fucking much by the time you actually do this because you'll be like, oh fucking shit, I wasted so much time. If your friends ever, like, if they make you feel great, they make you feel like you can do anything, they respect all of your boundaries to the best of their degree, they are understanding, they make you feel happy and everything like that, and you feel like that you would want to be able to talk to them for hours, that is the only friend you fucking need. You don't need to prove to anyone that you have, like, you don't need to prove that you have a social life. That's for yourself. Like, do you want to be approved by someone or prove yourself and go, no, yeah, this is my friend. They make me feel great and I only need them, but I will find more people so that if, in fact, there's a possibility that in the future that our two paths don't, like, collide. Oh, hold on a minute. I just got a text. Okay, great. Ooh. Okay. Like, because you'll want friends who will come back. No, sorry, fuck. No, I'm just saying words. You'll want friends who it's like, if in case you have the friends that you're with currently, and they're these great friends, and they, like, if your friends ever split paths, because this is assuming that, like, you guys have changed and you guys are growing and whatever. If you guys go down different paths, then at least you have more friends who are in a path that you do prefer, who still make you feel the exact same way. Like, if you're in a situation, and I know some people who are in some bad situations, I fucking hope that you can get out of it as soon as possible. You're doing amazing, and I want you to know, as an internet stranger, I fucking love you. Because I'm going to guess you have so much good in your heart. Or brain, actually, technically your brain, because let's not go religious. Let's stay logical. Within your brain, you're a very kind person. Everybody is kind, more or less. There's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of consistency errors when it comes to that, but it's more or less a case of how people are raised most likely. But like, I love who you are, but I say that because I love it. I have officially come to a point where I love everybody. But there's a quote: you accept everyone as they are, but you put them where they belong in your life. And though I'm an internet stranger who you've never met, and you have no context of who I am, what my ideas are, and everything like that, the only thing you can go is, oh, yeah, regular person on the internet just kind of talking about that. I'm just going to go on my days. Well, good for you. I hope that you do have wonderful lives. And I would love to be able to have contact with you. And guess what? I would love to have contact. So if you, in fact, are wanting a friend, or you're wanting to be able to show your journey or share about your life, don't put any sensitive information in the comments, though, because that shit can get weird, and I'm not responsible for any of that shit, because unfortunately, I'm a person who is very busy with the own things in my life. But leave a comment. I will reply. I'm not even joking. I reply to everything on this channel because I want everyone who is watching these videos to feel empowered, but also feel like to not feel like I'm one of those people and gurus who goes onto YouTube and just goes, here's how you live your life and here's how you do things, and like, this is the right way, man. No. It is where I share my thoughts, my feelings, and you get a live preview of a person who is experiencing these things. And if you do relate, then great. You get to have another person, and then I'm not one of those channels that or I don't want to run a channel where it's like, oh, hopefully he remembers me. Hopefully this is a pass, but no. If you leave a comment, I will absolutely talk to it. I will keep context and things like that. Like, because all of you people should be able to feel like you're important. And I want to be able to supply that to the best of my ability. I have only 24 hours in a day. And I document a lot of that time onto YouTube so that I can show where I'm at and what is possible. I am 21 years old. I am so early in life that I'm fucking amazingly happy that I've gotten to the point where I'm at, because now I don't see any limits. I really don't. And it's fucking magical, because now I don't have to worry about having these realizations by the age of 30 and going, oh man, and then having an existential crisis, and then having a midlife crisis, and then going, oh man, I haven't accomplished enough, and then all of a sudden, blah, 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 blah. I want to avoid everything of that. It's either I fucking go for it and everything is like the best I can make. I have the power. Everything I have that is the best that I have the power to control. Or there's no other option. There is no other option. What other option is there going to be, that I waste the one life that I have? I'm an atheist. I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in an afterlife, which means that I take everything for not granted. I can't, because it's fucking dark. I don't believe in religion because it makes no fucking sense. So why should I go ahead and go, oh yeah, I'm going to live my life, and go, oh yeah, I'm going to go to heaven, when in fact I could just live every life every day, every second to the fullest that I can, to the best of my ability. I'm still learning how to sleep everything, which is why I was in my YouTube tours talking about how I read books and how I'm slowly starting to learn how to let the book seep into everything, because the least I can do is make every second that I can be educational. No, my mic unplugged. I don't know what you guys heard. Fuck. No. And I was also so passionate. The main point is, okay, let's just try and recap it. So basically, so from everything I just said in like the last 5 minutes, essentially, life is short. You should go for it. Friends that you have should be able to make you feel amazing. And if they don't make you feel amazing, please try your best to go ahead and get them out of your life. Because if you can meet someone who makes you feel amazing, then that's great. And then, and if you can learn how to love yourself, you'll have that love for yourself for your entire life, and that'll be something magical. And when it comes to my own anecdotes, when it comes to not wasting time, I've now discovered that, like, I want to be able to read books and put all that time that I could be reading into some things when it comes, like, put every second that I have into something. And then when it comes to like like religion and things like that, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in the afterlife, which makes it that I take every fucking day so not for granted that it's not even funny. I thank every day that I get the chance to like wake up and experience a cold shower, because I've already experienced plenty of hot showers. I get to experience all the cold ones and say it as a story. And regardless of people think I'm an alpha bro, because I'm not. It's just more of a case of I want about to have something in the morning that I'm proud that I put myself something that, like, it gives me an adrenaline rush. It gives me something to energize. And then I go, oh, I'm proud that I did that today. And I get to say that every day. And that's a beautiful thing, because at the end of the day, I get to be with myself and I get to enjoy myself. And if I was ever homeless, I got to be with myself. And I also was basically inviting that any of you who are watching this video and are getting any inspiration from it, because it's a big rant video, because I'm having all these realizations and stuff. I am not a person to pass by. I love every single one of you people. Like, just know that. You might be like, say like, oh, I get love from God. Been loved by Jesus. Well, know this. And I know, this is hard to say because I'm a person on the internet who you don't know, who have no context for you. I might be a guru, might be turning into a guru. Who the fuck knows? But I love you as a man who does not consider themselves a man, but a person who has masculine traits and obviously has a dick, because I'm a man, but I don't consider myself to be a man because I feel like being a man could be limiting, but I can absolutely adopt those personality traits. I don't know why I'm saying this. This is just a little bit of something. But I love you. Love is something that is hard for a man because they don't naturally have it in their childhood. They learn to be tough, to be the leader of the house. I don't think that way. I don't, period. And I'm comfortable with myself to go, I love you. If I ever have a kid, this is something my dad did actually. And I think it's really sweet. I've never had the chance to feel like I need to get my own father's approval. And that's massive. That's like what a lot of people have to deal with. They're like, oh man, I just want my dad to be proud of me. I've never had to say that. My dad is such a wonderful man. Thank you. He always said that he loved me. That is so fucking grateful that I got that. I will never have that mental drain on me to think, oh, what if my dad loves me? No, I got that. That's fucking beautiful. The reason why I bring it up is because now I'm a person who's so comfortable with like emotions and being able to express them that I know that I will be able to say the exact same thing to my kids if I ever have them, which I would love to have kids. Honestly, now that I think about it, once I become financially stable, I might as well have kids because I know I'll be an amazing father and I know that I will make them feel so happy. I'm having a lot of emotions right now. But mainly because I'm just so grateful. And I'm so grateful that I just wanted to be able to show and express that on videos, that some of you can also have the inspiration to do things. Because I might have been 9 years old, but I'm 21 now, and I might as well fucking go for it and change the world if I can. And if this challenge becomes an inspiration for people and they feel like they can start accomplishing anything, then I've made a fucking difference. And that difference will change the world from the ground up. Because people want change. People want so much change. They want things to be different. But in my opinion, because it's not fact, it can't be fact, but it's so fucking like right sounding that I don't know how it can be an opinion. But if people take full advantage of themselves and learn how to do that, the world would change overnight. And I'm so dead ass with this. There was some fucking cars going by and it was loud. Main point is, was just very passionately thinking about all this today, and I wanted to share it. And obviously, the structure just, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain because the whole, I guess, no, actually, no, the whole structure of this video is, you do realize you only have 80 years to live. 80 years. Let's just say that. I'm saying only because that's like an average span. Like, you could probably say you could live to 100, which at that point, fucking great. Either way, life is so short. Think about that. And then, if you can, learn how to take in every day and be grateful for it. And if it isn't great, then fucking problem solve and figure out how to make it better. But not out there, in here. And then from in here, you learn how to take advantage of you. And then once you take advantage of you, then you will naturally learn how to take advantage of your environment and how to change it so you can become a better person and also have a better life and experience everything better. Because a lot of people will stay in comfort because it's comfortable. But you will thank yourself to such a high degree if you learn how to do this. If you learn how to do this, you will have the happiest life you could ever live. And I say this because I have been having the happiest, most fulfilling month of my life. I could not ask for better. And I am making this every day of my life. And now you can see, in case you can follow along, you can see why I'm so grateful and so happy. Because I have done so much and I can do so much more. I'm early in life. Things are so possible. Holy shit. That's beautiful. Every day is a gift. And it makes you think about how it's like you have these people who do meditation. And I realize, like, when I was younger, I would do meditation and things. And like my parents would be really into it. And now I understand it because it's not a case of like, you're not doing it for the sake of, oh, I'm doing it for the sake of whatever. You have a goal with it. And people will be like, oh man, enjoy the moment, do this and that. But I'm always the type who needs a reason for it. And my reason now is that you enjoy a moment because you will never have this moment again. But maybe it's important because the thing for me was I had a near-death experience from myself. That's how destructive it could be. You need to have and I say this because you, like, as I said, another thing, in case it got blocked off by the microphone, I know people don't truly discover what I'm experiencing is, because if they discovered how much this shit is cool and how much you could possibly do and see all these possibilities, you would be jumping over the walls with joy, being like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, this is literally the best thing ever. But people aren't. They just say whatever and then do whatever. And this is my opinion because then again, the way I translate things is going to be different. So absolutely, if you're like, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying how the comparison of just like, it feels like to me that people don't truly take this stuff into consideration because I'm a person who gets excited and I'm getting excited about this shit. And I feel like somebody would naturally get excited about this, which shows that they truly have experienced something. Anyway, that's basically all I have to say. Thank you for listening. The last thing that I would just say, just to recap everything, life is short. Please, for the love of yourself, learn how to enjoy every day and every minute of every day. Enjoy every day with yourself. Enjoy yourself to the fullest that you can possibly do, because you will live with yourself for the rest of your life, for your entire life. And if you can learn how to enjoy yourself, you will never, ever, ever, ever have to say that you can always say you live a life worth living. Because you are with yourself. You're enjoying your company. And learn how to not see limits, because you can accomplish so much in life that you didn't even realize you can, because you are underneath a script that doesn't really work, and you're like, hey, hopefully this works because my family loves me. They probably do, but in the way that they know how to. A lot of people don't know how to love someone. They know how to love about them, but not love them. And the you is what you mean of yourself and what you want to do and what you can do. And not a lot of people get to do that. They don't know how to do that. That's why I would want to share my love and my appreciation and my discoveries. So if you're a person who wants to be able to stay in contact and have me as a friend, or who wants to be able to work alongside or even do anything, I would love more than anything if you shoot a comment down below. You can shoot whatever, as many as you want, as long as you want. I'll read all of them, and I'll reply to every single one of them on this video. I just thought that it was a good video to make this video, because I'm having these realizations. But I'm not a rich guy. I'm not a guy who's rich. I'm not a guy who's successful. I'm not a guy who's like overly cool. I'm just very enthusiastic. And if what I'm saying is, and I'm hoping that like, if what I think is possible can be done and I do it, then people can see the evolution of someone who went from living generally and not really doing crazy well to then potentially making life-changing decisions, but for the better. I mean, like, I want to be able to show that like I'm not a regular person in that better way, but I'm also not a crazy, like, not a big person. I'm not like famous, crazy talented or anything. So hopefully this will put a middle ground to it, because some people are like, oh, I can't do it. If I can, you can. I'm being so dead ass. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Life is short. If you can, learn how to enjoy every second of it. And if you want to, have contact with me, because I love you and I want you to feel like there's someone there who genuinely wants you to accomplish everything you can, and not in the guru way, but in the me way. In me. I'm separate from my channel. I'm a person who does exist and who cares, and I genuinely do. And I show that, and the way I can show that is via the comments. But I just thought that was interesting, and that I wanted to share that, because I feel like if people adopted what I have adopted, they would be changing the world by a long shot. And I'm slowly trying to change myself, and once I can get myself to be the most capable I can be, I'm going to change the world. Don't know how, but I'm going to do it, because I know that I have to drive for it. And if I am able to learn how to enjoy every day of my life for the next 80 years of my short life, then I will have lived a life worth living. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day. Please, for the love of yourself, enjoy every day. I'll talk to you soon. Have a lovely.